The Atlanta Falcons made a smart move earlier in the third round by trading with the Philadelphia Eagles to snag Xavier Watts, a safety from Notre Dame. Let me break down what you need to know about this player and share my thoughts on the pick. Sitting at pick 101, which originally belonged to the Rams, the Falcons decided to trade back, a strategy they love to employ. They used a future fifth-round pick to move up 5 spots and select Watts. Honestly, I'm baffled as to how Xavier Watts fell this far in the draft. He's the kind of safety you dream of having on your team. Last season, he racked up 82 tackles, 6 interceptions, and 16 pass breakups. Coming out of high school, he was a 4-star recruit from Omaha, Nebraska. After redshirting in 2020, he started for the Fighting Irish for the last 2 seasons, earning the title of Consensus All-American and even being named the Sugar Bowl MVP in 2024. Watts is a ball hawk with an impressive 13 career interceptions, 7 in 2023 and 6 in 2024. To put that in perspective, no other player in the FBS had even 10 combined interceptions during those 2 years. He's in a league of his own. Now, while he may not be the biggest or fastest guy on the field, running a 4.58 in the 40-yard dash, his size and speed won't hold him back. He might not be the best athlete out there, but he's certainly not a liability either. With 13 interceptions over 2 years and being a unanimous All-American, it's clear that Watts has great ball skills. Our NFL draft expert had him ranked as the 3rd best safety and the 34th overall player. You can bet that the Falcons front office is feeling pretty good about this pick. They managed to land an incredible safety without giving up much at all. Honestly, when I saw the Falcons picking at 101, I expected them to grab someone we hadn't even heard of. Instead, they got an All-American safety for just a future 5th-rounder. I can't say enough good things about this selection. I liked both of the Falcons' first-round picks, but this one might just be my favorite when you consider the value and talent they're getting. The Atlanta Falcons are absolutely crushing it in this NFL draft. If you haven't done it yet, scroll down and hit that subscribe button. Now let's dive a little deeper into Xavier Watts and wrap up with my grade for him, along with a look at what the Falcons have accomplished in the draft overall. Dane Brugler from The Athletic always has insightful things to say about players, and here's what he had to say about Watts. While he might not be the best choice for man-to-man coverage against slot receivers, he's a solid run defender with great route anticipation and ball skills. He's projected to be an NFL starter and would thrive in a split safety, zone-heavy scheme. Speaking of zone-heavy schemes, let's not forget Raheem Morris, who ran the 2nd most zone defense in the NFL last year. I can see Watts stepping into that locker room and immediately competing with Jordan Fuller. The key is to avoid putting him in situations where he has to rely on his speed and quickness to lock down a player. Instead, let him read offenses, sit in his zone, and use his instincts and ball skills to make big plays. Everyone's been rightfully focused on Atlanta's struggles with pass rush ever since Terry Fontenot took over, and let's be honest, the interceptions and takeaways have been lacking too. Now, getting back to the Falcons and their draft strategy, I'm giving the Xavier Watts selection an A+. This is going to be one of those picks that headlines articles about the best selections from day 2 of the NFL draft. When Atlanta was in the war room, they must have been thinking, how is this guy still available? They traded a future 5th-round pick to move up 5 spots and grab Watts. And pairing him with Jesse Bates is going to be a game changer for their defense. With Jalen Carter at 15, he's going to help shape the future identity of this defense. Then there's James Pierce, who was the plan all along at 15, acting as the heat-seeking missile to get to the quarterback. Finally, Watts stepping into the secondary, which was a bit shaky last year, is a huge boost. Sure, They got a pass for their struggles because everyone was focused on the pass rush, but let's face it, Atlanta hasn't done a great job generating interceptions over the last 2 seasons, unless you're talking about Jesse Bates. The rest of the secondary has been pretty subpar in that department. Overall, the Falcons are making some solid moves in this draft, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Looking at the entire draft haul for the Atlanta Falcons from day 1 and day 2, I'm giving them an A. They've secured 3 starters for a defense that struggled mightily last season. Raheem Morris now has some speed, experience, and playmaking ability to work with, which is a huge boost for the team. As it stands, the Falcons have a 4th-round pick and another in the 7th round, which means they only have 2 more selections in this NFL draft, unless they decide to make some moves. They could trade back from round 4 to snag an extra 5th-round pick, potentially walking away with 3 picks instead. Honestly, even if they didn't make any more selections, I'd still give the Falcons an A for what they've accomplished so far. Now, as we head into day 3 of the draft, let's take a look at some of the best available players. We're filming this right at the end of rounds 2 and 3, and I noticed that Denver traded back into round 3, with the Falcons pick at 101. So there's definitely some movement happening with 2 more teams picking as I speak. I really love the picks Atlanta has made so far. How would you grade their selections? For me, it's an A across the board. I give the Xavier Watts pick an A. And I think all their picks deserve the same grade. The Falcons are absolutely killing it in this draft. I'm not trying to be biased or anything. I genuinely believe they're making some fantastic